Yes, you read the title of this video correctly. This $1,400 bike is going to its new owner for free, and I cannot wait to tell you why. Hey guys, Josh here again with Daily Mountain Bike Rider, and I'm so stoked to be making this video because the Sinker, this bike that I've loved and enjoyed and told you guys that I am selling, is going to be going to its new home today. And the person it's going to doesn't actually have to pay any money for it. But this was not a trick. I was not planning this the whole time. I actually was planning on them spending $900 on it, like I said, until something came out of nowhere. You see, when I made my first video about selling the Sinker, I had a lot of interest. Probably 40 people who said, Josh, I will pay you $900 for this bike. And the person who won it is one of those people who said they would be willing to do that. But I got one message that was pretty interesting. And it was a guy by the name of Dustin. I'm going to be talking a lot about Dustin, but essentially his message said, I would love a hardtail, that's a great price. The size is not right, but you know what? I would love to help somebody else get this bike. And I said, cool, is it like for a friend that you have or somebody you know? And he said, no. I want to pay for the bike, and then I want you, Josh, to send it to one of the viewers who said they would buy it. I was a little confused. So I said, you know what? Let's go ride on the trails. Let's talk about why you want to do this, how you feel about the whole thing. So I met up with Dustin and he explained that he loved the channel, loved what I was doing, and he said he loved the idea of helping somebody to get a bike that was going to be awesome that they could fall in love with mountain biking with. Now, a cool thing about Dustin is he actually, over the last year, had just been introduced to mountain biking. He's a bigger dude, but he's lost tons of weight. I want to say like 80, almost 100 pounds, and one big part of that is doing mountain biking, and he rides his bike, you guessed it, every day. And so we went riding and I was like, Dustin, you don't have to pay for everything, dude. I'm gonna use some of the money, like I already told you guys, to go towards some trail building. And I had some really cool ideas of how I wanted the rest of the money to be spent to help other people. And he was like, you know what, Josh? No, I wanna buy it. This is something I wanna do, and I know it's gonna go to a good home, so let's do it. How could I argue with that? So, since Dustin was willing to pay for the bike, I said, dude, you have to help me pick a winner. I had a bunch of good entries. I narrowed it down to about 10, kind of 5. And I said, Dustin, you've got to pick because you're paying for it. So we went through them and he picked our winner. And our winner is a younger guy named Will who lives just about 3 hours away in Eastern Washington. Will wrote in and said that he'd been working all summer in construction. He had an entry-level Diamondback already, but he was really needing a better bike, and this was going to perfectly fit the bill. So he said he had saved up $1,100, $900 would be great, and then he'd have a little bit extra money to buy some protective gear, or maybe even buy some upgrades for the bike. The coolest part is Will sent me a video showing me the pump track he's making in his backyard, which just showed me that he loves mountain biking and that this bike was going to go to an awesome home. Now, after we decided who's gonna win the bike, I asked Dustin a really important question. I said, dude, you're helping me out a ton. Is there anything you want in return for this? And he said, nah. He said, you know what? There is one thing I do want. He goes, I wanna make a contingency. And the contingency is that for Will, this bike comes to him for free, but he cannot sell the bike. He can use it for as long as he needs, keep it as his own, but as soon as he's ready to upgrade or move on, or if he stops mountain biking, he can't sell the bike, but instead has to give it away to somebody else for free who could use the bike. I have a feeling Will's friends are gonna encourage him to keep getting a new bike so he can pass it on. But I loved Dustin's mantra, right? He's like, I love that I as a YouTube creator help people. He wants to help Will, and after Will's done with it, he wants Will to go on and help somebody else with this bike. And that is what this channel is all about, helping people to get into mountain biking and love the sport. And I cannot thank Dustin enough for making that happen. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. Dustin didn't give me $900. He actually gave me more than that. And the reason is because I told him what some of the money was going to be going towards, and he said he wanted to help even more in that area. Now, before I tell you where the rest of the money is going to go towards, Dustin did not ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it for him. Dustin is actually an electrician here in Bellingham. He owns the company Pro Circuit Electrical. I looked it up on Yelp. The dude has rave reviews. He looks like an awesome electrician. And as I talked to Dustin more, I got to know his personality. I got to hear his story about how he loves mountain biking. And at the end of the day, the one thing that came through is he loves helping people. He loves doing good jobs in his job. He loves employing good people. And so whatever we do, guys, we have got to help this guy Dustin out. If you're in the Bellingham area and you need an electrician, please contact Pro Circuit Electrical. I'm definitely going to be doing that. I swear this is not a sponsor. This is just me pleading you. Good people out there watching this video, help somebody else who is good. So Dustin, thank you for that. Now, the rest of the money that he gave me is actually going to be going to another viewer of mine who I've corresponded with for a long time, who has gone through a huge bout of difficulty. He's had cancer, he's beat that cancer, yet then he keeps having a ton of problems that cause him to keep getting knocked down and knocked down. He originally reached out to me and said, Josh, you have any extra spare parts? But I knew I wanted to do something special for him. So when I sold this bike, I was going to give him some cash so that he can buy the parts he needs for his mountain bike that he's building up. But thanks to Dustin, he's gonna get even more money along with the parts that I'm gonna send him anyway, and he is so deserving. Now, I'm not gonna share his name with you. He knows exactly who he is, and he's gonna be super stoked. And if he comments about it, I'll definitely pin that and heart that and show you guys who he is. But I'm so stoked that I had this bike that I used for this channel to show you guys the fun of mountain biking, that anybody can get out there on any bike, that it's going to a new home to somebody who doesn't have to pay for it, that Dustin is able to help out the community, that we're able to pay this bike and the money made from it forward to build the trails and help somebody else get bike parts. This is why I started making YouTube videos. So do me a favor, please click subscribe. Please click like on this video. I want this video to get so many views because, to be really honest, I want every other YouTuber who makes YouTube videos or any other videos to see this is what our community is about. Helping people get out there, finding a sport and a hobby that they love, and the fact that together we are better as people. All right, that about wraps it up. Don't spend too much time watching me talk about how stoked I am to give this bike and bike parts and helping other people get bikes away. But get out there, ride your bike, and make sure you do it every day.